Hello, my name's Annie, and this is my channel, Annie's Ageless Beauty. And this is my lovely co-host, Tony. I'm excited to be filming today because I have a couple things that are different. I have new shiny things that I put on the wall, and I'm really happy about that because I just love shiny, pretty things. I don't know how long my lovely co-host will be happy with this thing hitting her nearly in the head. I'm pretty sure that my lovely co-host, Bailey, will tear that thing down the first time he gets up. Pretty sure that's going to happen. But for right now, they're up, and I don't know. I think I like them. Also, I'm trying out new lighting. Is it better with the lamp on? I think I like it better with the lamp on. So I'm giving the lamp another try. I also have a ring light and a studio light over there. So hopefully I have enough lights, and they're the right kind, that you can actually see me. I see Tony's lit up pretty well, and, well, I'm happy with that. What's the word? She's being very, very tolerant of these shiny things I've put above her head. I've put shiny things all over the place because I like shiny things, and I assume that other people do too, because why not? So I've got more shiny things. My lovely co-host seems to be okay with it. I've got new lighting set up, so hopefully I'm perfectly illuminated so all the other Ageless Beauties can see what I'm doing today. With my lighting rig, I do see that I'm getting quite a lot of glare from my glasses. I think I'm going to invest in a pair of glare-free glasses. I'm due to get a new prescription filled anyways, and I really don't like the way you can't see my eyes hardly at all. When I have my lights on and my glasses on, it's just glare everywhere. I wasn't doing YouTube at all when I ordered those, so it doesn't have a glare protection coating on it. So I think it's time to replace them anyways. They're really old. I don't know. New shiny things. It's just a good day. And I hope all of you are having a wonderful day as well. If you like my channel, please let me know by hitting the like button down below. If you like my content, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get notifications whenever I upload something. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. But if you link any adult material, I'll be deleting that because this just isn't that kind of a channel. At least not yet. So I haven't got the artwork for my channel yet. I'm trying to get a YouTube banner and an icon. That's still in the works, but I'm really looking forward to getting that together. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I'm still doing content, obviously, as in today. I recently received this Lorac Pro lipstick from BoxyCharm. This is in the shade Black Cherry. And I commented how I almost never use lipsticks like this, or products this dark in general, because I'm fairly fair-skinned and I'm more of a middle-of-the-road ageless beauty. I see that my lovely co-host is tidying up to look beautiful as well. That's part of having a cat. I got this Lorac Pro liquid lipstick in the shade Black Cherry, and I was commenting on how it's really too dark of a shade for me. I'm more of a middle-of-the-road type of ageless beauty. I just double-checked, I did the math, and I am currently 56 years old. I'm going to be 57 in August, which is in a couple of months. And I'd also like to say I've only been wearing makeup for about a year, maybe a little bit longer. My mother never taught me how to use it, and I don't know, I never really had any female friends, or any friends at all exactly. The only friend I really have through most of my life is my husband, and he doesn't wear makeup. Though more and more men do. Men can be ageless beauties. I want to make that perfectly clear. And he is an ageless beauty. He just chooses not to wear makeup, and that's certainly okay. You don't have to wear makeup. You can still be beautiful. And he is. But my husband isn't used to seeing me with makeup because we've been together for about 33 years, I think. And he's just used to seeing me without it. Now when I put it on, when I get ready to go to work, he's oftentimes sitting there at his desk watching TV or whatever he's doing, and I ask him, what do you think? And his answer is almost always, wow, that's pretty dark. Are you doing a goth look? And to me it's kind of funny because I'm going for middle of the road, neutral looks most of the time. Sometimes I'll do pink, or I'll do sunset orange eyes or something like that. But I really don't go for super colorful looks. Then I got this stuff and said, well, this isn't something I would wear. It's a little too dark for me. It's a little too gothic for me. And that kind of brewed with the thought I was having about my husband telling me that my makeup always looks gothic. And I thought, why not try a gothic makeup look? I've never tried it before, and maybe it'll be fun. Maybe it'll come out. I did ask my husband before he left for work today if I tried out a gothic makeup look, would he go out with me? And he said, yeah, sure. So I'm going to try that and see how it turns out. I have no idea how it's going to turn out because, again, I'm not used to doing the dark, bold style that is Gothic. And I'm just curious to see how I look. So I don't know if I'm going to be keeping it on or not. I don't know if I'll be able to stand it on myself or not. But I'm going to get right into it and let's see what I come up with. So the first step is going to be my primer. So before I started this video, I washed my face and put on moisturizer. That was a while ago. Now I'm going to put on makeup primer, which I'm wearing the Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Face Primer. So it's with coconut water. I received this probably in a BoxyCharm, maybe Ipsy, but I think in a BoxyCharm. I don't think I've used this yet. So I'm going to go ahead and try it out right now. I'll be cutting a lot of the steps out between them. So basically just whenever I'm not talking, I'll probably cut that out. Oh, it's a little hard to get out. It's a pump. Okay, I have to turn it and kind of squeeze it. I've got what I think is a suitable amount on my hand, and I'm just going to smear it all over my face. And a little bit into my hair too. You want your hair to be primed too. It smells very strongly of coconut. I'm not putting it on my eyes. I'm just putting it all over my nose and face and all over the place. Let's see, does that do anything? I have very large pores on my nose, so I can feel it. It feels a little like tacky, a little sticky. Not in a bad way, in a moisturizer way. I'm going to go put some more on and focus right on my nose in the T-zone. I tend to have a lot of texture. Hopefully it'll blur out some of those pores when I put on my foundation. With my new lighting setup, I think it's finally as bright in here as it is in the living room during the day. When I put on my makeup when I go to work, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's really bright in the living room, and I think I finally got it that bright in my bedroom where I film. I like having lots of lights when I do my makeup. Cool. So that's another benefit of doing the YouTube channel. The studio lights are now good enough that I can really see what I'm doing when I'm putting on makeup, even better than the living room, I think. So that's a major plus. I'm really happy about that. I play around with makeup so much that I have random bits of glitter on my face right now, even though I haven't applied anything. When I came home from work last night, I took a shower. When I woke up today, I washed my face and put on moisturizer. That's it. And I still have random glitter here and there. I guess that's my life. That's my life, and I'm okay with it. So I think I am suitably primed right now. I'm thinking for a goth look, I should probably do my foundation first and then put the darkness of the eye over it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I do go back and forth whether I put my eye makeup on first or my foundation first. And I think today I'm going to do the foundation and primer first. Yes, I'm going to put on my primer first, and then I'm going to put on my eyebrows, and then my eye makeup, and then lips, and then face stuff. So, okay, that's the plan. We have a plan, Jack. We're going to do this. I've got black hair all over my top. I'm wearing a dress with a black top because goth. And this is really the only thing I have that's black right now. It's not goth, though, because check it out. I've got this lovely floral skirt underneath it. It doesn't exactly scream goth. It screams more summer dress to me. But from here up, it's the gothest thing I got. So that's why I'm wearing this. These are all the foundations I could find that aren't tinted moisturizers. I might have more, but I'm really bad at misplacing stuff. So this is what I have to work with right now. I want to go with the lightest one. This one from e.l.f. is obviously too dark, so I'm going to roll that one out right away. That leaves 4. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and swatch them. First, I'm going to do CoverGirl in Oil of Olay, Simply Ageless. This is in the shade Ivory. It's got that nice little swirl going on. I'm just going to use my fingers, do a quick swatch right here. Make sure it's a nice thick coating. Here's what it looks like. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know if you can. It disappeared in my arm pretty well. Curious to see how it looks next door to the same thing, CoverGirl and Oil of Olay, Simply Ageless in a liquid formula. This is the kind of a cream formula, kind of like the KVD Good Apple foundation. This is a similar type of deal. This is regular foundation where you just squeeze it. It's 3-in-1, it says. Well, let's put that next door. So obviously it's going to look a little cakey because I'm putting a lot of it on, but that's what it looks like next door. And I don't know if it's really showing up. Thirdly is this foundation, one of my favoritely packaged items in the beauty world. That's because it's just so bold. It's foundation. It's from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I did get it in Ipsy, I'm thinking, BoxyCharm, one of those. Like I get the vast majority of my stuff, I should point out. This is Luminous Foundation in the shade 120W. This one looks quite a bit darker than the Oil of Olay CoverGirl ones. This one is Ivory 205, this is Ivory 200. So I'm guessing this is maybe a little lighter, but this one is considerably darker. So while it's not a bad shade for me, I do use it and it does look okay on me. I'm going to go ahead and put it aside for right now because I'm going for the lightest possible look. Finally, I have ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hydrolonic Hydrating Foundation, and this is in the shade Fair 05W. Let me go ahead and take a look at this one. It's a lot runnier than the other ones, and I think it might be, I have to spread it out a little bit because I put way too much on. I think you can see it's pretty light compared to the other ones. It's showing up as a lot lighter in real life. Again, I don't know what it looks like in the monitor. Here's my arm, liberally coated with the 4 contenders. And I know it's a little hard to tell on the camera, and I put a lot on to get it to show up too. I'm definitely not going to wear this much. But I think of the 3, they're all very similar actually. They're drying down, and if I put them right next to each other, like right here, the ColourPop and the liquid Oil of Olay look like they're the same darkness, which is not very dark at all. The ColourPop has kind of a yellow undertone, while this one has more of a pinkish undertone. This is 200 Fair Ivory, well this is 205 Ivory. So just judging by the shade names, I would guess this would be a little lighter than the cream formula I have. And I think I like the tone better. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and go without this one right here. All of my foundations are pretty light, but I think of the 4 that I have, this is the lightest. At first I thought it was this, but then it kind of oxidized a little bit when it dried down, and it's got more of that shade. This CoverGirl Olay is great stuff. I use it all the time. It's one of my favorite foundations, so that's what I'm going to use today. So I'm going to do this as much as I can by looking into the monitor that is directly behind the camera. And I can't see the monitor because it's too far away. I'm nearsighted, so this is going to be a little funny. Put it all over. You know what? I can't do this. I'm too blind. I have to use the mirror. So this was just 2 pumps of the CoverGirl Olay. During a pop-up sale, I bought this brush from BoxyCharm. I really like it. It's been a really long time since I've actually used foundation. I'll be honest, it's actually been a really long time since I used foundation because I have been using tinted moisturizers and I just really like them for some reason. I wanted to wear something a little more full coverage for today, so I went with this. I think I need a little bit more. My face is just soaking that up. Oh, and I didn't use full pumps either. I might explain it. Put it all around. I think this does match my color pretty well. If I was into goth looks and I did them all the time and I really thought that was my aesthetic, I probably would have a lighter foundation, even lighter than these. I don't know, this is pretty light in these lights, so maybe this is perfect. Making sure I don't have any gobs of foundations on the side of my head. The first few videos I didn't do that, and I did like the entire video with a big old clump of foundation on the side of my face. It's like, yep, perfect, just perfect. There was a gob up there, I got rid of it. Make sure it's into the sides of my nose here. I think this is pretty good for the foundation, so I'll be setting this aside now. So these are the 3 concealers that I have that I use all the time. The first one is Instant Age Rewind by CoverGirl. This is 1110 Fair. Also there's Dose of Colors in 02 Fair. And then finally Complex Culture in the shade 100F. So I'll just do a quick swatch on all of these and see how they look. I have cleaned my arm. So first will be the one I use all the time, the Age Rewind Eraser. I just love that stuff. It just really works well. Next, Dose of Colors Concealer. And then finally the Complex Culture. So the Dose of Color is clearly the lightest of the ones I got. I think the one that I use all the time is actually the best shade for just everyday makeup. Okay, I like how that turned out. And I'm going to be using the Dose of Colors. This is a little bit more than I usually wear. Usually I just do a quick dot. I'm trying to be a little fancier today, so I'm going to put a little on my forehead, kind of brighten that up area. Maybe a little under my chin. I'm kind of using it to highlight too. And that's it. I'm done. No, I'm not. I'm not done. I'm going to go ahead and blend this in. I'm not really used to putting concealer on this way. Usually I just do a dot under each eye. I'm trying to use it to kind of lighten my whole look a little bit. This is a lot of makeup for me. I'm not used to that. I'm not really good at applying it this thick either. I'm thinking maybe I'm making a huge mistake. But I'm carrying on. That's the thing about makeup. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to play around with techniques you're not that used to. It's okay to try things that you don't really know if it's going to work out for you or not. And that's fine. That's fine. This hasn't blended in that well at all, so I'm going to take a little bit more foundation and just kind of blend it in. I think it dried on me because I was chattering and because it's so hot in here. An uneven application of concealer. I'm just going to try to blend it in a little with foundation. I think a bigger foundation brush is probably better for this. I'm trying to make sure my hairline is not harboring any huge chunks of anything. Or, yeah, my hair is falling into my makeup even though I got a hairband on. Love that. Okay, this is what I look like so far. I haven't set my face or anything. This is creasing in my forehead and my eye wrinkles. Again, I'm 56, almost 57, so that's to be expected. This is CoverGirl Clean Professional in the shade Transparent. And I'm using it because I could find it. I used to have some powder from Tarte, and I used it all, I think. I should get some fancy powder again. But I'm just going to go ahead and use this right now to just lightly set this. Yeah, I can see some really deep settling in my creases. So I'm kind of like holding this together and kind of patting it into my wrinkles. Sometimes if I'm having trouble with the foundation settling into my wrinkles, I'll take kind of a narrow brush like this and just dip it into the powder. I just use it to kind of press in the powder into the wrinkles and try to get it all even. Looks okay. Up close you can see it. If you get really, really, really close, you can say, damn, that girl's got some foundation lines in her wrinkles. But from, I think on camera, and if you're standing a normal distance away having a conversation with me, that wouldn't be your first thought. Or maybe it would be and I'm just delusional. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. Am I delusional? Somebody should let me know. I haven't even gotten to the fun part. I hate that when I put on my foundation, my nose takes that as a challenge. Like, oh, you just got your foundation on. You look great, Annie. I kind of feel runny right now. Boy, wouldn't it be great if you could just blow your nose? Oh, I'm going to redo my lips. Just use a little concealer. Just redo that. This is what concealer is for, right? Conceal the fact that you just blew your nose. I like to think that's what it's for. Okay, so I think I have my foundation and concealer squared away. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on eye primer, and I'm using Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas in white. I'm choosing white because I'm kind of going for, I don't know, more dramatic look with dark colors, and I think the white will stand up to it more. So we're going to go ahead and use that. Oh, my nose is so itchy. This brush is a little too thin to be ideal. I'm just going to spread it around a little bit with my finger. And I'm not going to worry if I get a little bit under my eye. That's fine. Just overall even out the tone on my eye. I think that's more efficient than using this brush I picked up. Pat it into place. That looks nice. I think that's gorgeous. I feel fully primed right now. I just had to rearrange my lighting a little bit, so sorry if I look a little different. Next up, I'm going to do my eyebrows. This is Moria Eyebrow Gel, and as you can see, it's kind of a royal blue color. I really like this stuff, and it came from Yandy.com, which is a lingerie shop, and they have some makeup too. And I don't know why, but they have some of the best eyebrow gels I've seen. Just for my color, because I require blue. I'm sure there's a lot of better ones out there, but it's hard for me to find them because a lot of people don't have blue hair and want blue eyebrows. So this is pretty much one of the main ones I found that was actually a dark color, not like a sky blue color. And I really like it. So thank you, Moria and Yandy.com. Take off the cap fur. You should always do that whenever you do makeup. I'm just going to go ahead and paint that on. Well, not paint it. Apply it. It's kind of stiff, but it's a wax, so expect that. Kind of lightly fill it in. I typically overdraw because that's just how I am. Luckily, my skin is so white, it's almost blue anyway, so that's okay. I think eyebrows are the things I lack a lot of confidence in because I really don't have any idea if I'm doing it right or not. I mean, I like the blue. I think I went too far over this way on dang. Continue with this. Just kind of fill it in and turn it blue. I do bleach and then dye my eyebrows blue, but that never sticks. They just immediately turn back to natural gray color. That's wonderful. I think that my right brow is a little lighter than the left one. Go ahead and fix that. I do like that this color is very buildable up. You can take it as dark as you want it, basically, or as light as you want it. And try not to make them too big and blocky. It seems to be my impulse. Okay, so this stuff did not disappoint, as usual. Next up, I'm just going to add some Milk Clear Brow Gel. Got this from a boxy pop-up. I got tons of it. It moves the wax around, so it's not exactly right where I dropped it off with the brush. Makes it look more even. Try to make sure that the color just stays where my eyebrow hair is. So So it kind of does make it easier to move my eyebrow stuff around. Okay, so now I think my eyebrows are looking pretty good. Now it's time to move on to the rest of my eye makeup. So I did some looking up of what goth actually looks like. My husband thinks that anything that is darker than, say, sand is goth. So he's not really a good judge, I don't think. And personally, when I was a kid, I wasn't a goth. I was more of the stoner, geek, loner. Yeah, I was a stoner, geek, loner. That's probably what I was, and none of those things are goth. But I didn't wear makeup in high school, so I wasn't in the goth group, and I don't really pay that much attention to goth fashions. I do think the fashion looks cool, but it's just not something I ever got into. That said, I'm not really sure exactly what goth means 100%, so if my interpretation of a goth look is wrong, then I apologize. I'm not trying to offend any goth or goth fans out there. I'm just trying to have a little fun and do what I think a goth look might look like, and then see how I look in it. So I did look up goth looks on Google. What came up were images of eyes completely covered with black eyeshadow, black eyeliner, just like that. I also saw a few though that I liked a little bit more, that were a little more colorful too. It was still dark eyeshadows, but there was color around and it wasn't just black, and I think that's what I'm going to do today. And typically I go for browns, pinks, peaches, generally speaking warm colors. And the two palettes I'm going to be using are Feverish by CC Color, and this is a dupe for Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry. I don't know why, but for some reason the sultry palette always spoke to me. So this does have a lot of the really nice dark shades. There are a lot of colors in here that I think that I can make work for what I consider to be a goth look. Another palette that I'm going to be using is the Editor palette from Ciate. It doesn't really have any blacks or grays, but it does have a few blue tones, and I'm going to kind of rim my eyes with a dark blue tone. Like, it's not something I ever do normally because I'm kind of afraid of looking like I got a black eye. But I'm going to be a little ambitious today and give it a shot. The very first thing I'm going to do is my brow bone with this really, really light shimmer. This doesn't really have shade names. It's kind of an eggshell shine color. Okay, next I'm going to take the same brush. I'm going to go into this darker blue right here and go right underneath the brow bone. Never used this shade, so I'm a little nervous. You see it? I think it's definitely showing up. I want to put it on kind of dark because, again, goth. You can sort of see my wrinkle lines. I don't know how it's showing up on the camera, but I have to sometimes dab it in because if I just go back and forth, my skin will kind of pull and it'll just skip over it and leave a pretty distinct line. I have to make sure I get into my wrinkle. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, I've never used this shade before, but I'm going to say right now it's pretty pigmented. It's going on really well. Is it a shimmer? I would call this a satin shade. It's kind of got a little bit of shimmery to this. It's not a matte, but it's not truly that sparkly either. It blends really nicely. I'm patting into my wrinkles easily. See if I can clean that up a little bit. There's a little bit of kick up in the pant. I've never really done this before, but maybe I could try a cut crease. Do goths do cut creases? I should ask Google. Google, does goth makeup use cut crease? Okay, so apparently Google does understand me when I talk about it, and looking at this, the goth cut crease thing is a thing. So I'm going to go ahead and try it. Thank you, Google. So now we know that a lot of people who wear what they call goth makeup do use cut creases. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to do one. I have never successfully done a cut crease in my life, so this might be fun. I don't want to use my Gerard Cosmetics because that is kind of pricey. Hold on, I'm going to use concealer. Okay, I can't find the concealer I was using. I think it rolled away. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a little brush with a little different concealer that is also pretty pale. We're just going to try to do right up into the eyelid, draw an arc, and then fill it down. I've seen this done lots of times. I'm nervous if I can do this. So this is what it looks like so far. Okay, that doesn't look too terrible. Go over to this side. Do the right. I am nervous about doing the right side because I'm left-handed. Oh, and I just screwed it up. Okay, this makeup. I might have to add a little bit more blue to go back where I like blinked. Yeah, the right side doesn't look anywhere near as the left side does, but that's okay. And it's just makeup. Okay, so I'm just trying to get my pen to dry this. I have hooded eye, so I blinked a few times before it dried. It went up to the blue. So I'm going to be reapplying the blue and just leaving the cut crease. And the cut crease is also very much going into my wrinkles too. But that's okay. That's okay. That's what happens when you're an ageless beauty. I'm going to use the brush that I use for my eyebrows. The bristles are pretty close together. I can pick a fair amount of product and put it down pretty much exactly where I want it, so that's good. I'm just going back over where I shot it with the concealer and trying to get that nice blue haze back, dark blue color that I was looking for. Dipped a little too low. That's okay. It's okay. Okay, so this is what my cut crease looks like. My first one ever. I'm going to put this dark color right here all over my lid. I'm going to use my fingers. I can see the sweat on my face because it was so hot in here. Sure, this... Okay, this is definitely different from the blue. Then I'm going to finish. I'm going to put a little of this really silver color right in the center. It'll show up. I think it is. It's making it look a little brighter there in the center, but still very, very gray and hopefully goth. Okay. Next, I'm going to put in a little bit of highlighter in my inner eye. I frequently use highlighter in my inner eyes, and today I think I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills Moonchild. I know this has been out for a really, really long time, but I just like the colors. I like this kind of iridescent stuff. And I think I'm going to go ahead and throw this grayish one, Star, in the corner and see if that does anything interesting. So I'm going to put this gray one in the center, the shade Star, in my inner corner of my eyes, and see how that looks. Fortunately, the Glow Kit does not have a mirror. I'm going to juggle my own mirror. Pop it there in the corner. Oops, I used the purple one by mistake on this eye. Well, I guess I got to use the purple one on this eye to kind of match it up. Okay, Annie. The purple one does kind of match. I'm mixing the purple and the gray together because I missed when I was dipping into it. And I think the purple and the gray actually go together very nicely. Go ahead and put a lot of that on because that's just how I roll. I think I need something darker on the outside of my eye. Fortunately, the Feverish palette has me. I'm going to go with this dark shade right here. I'm going to call it black. So I'm going to take a packing brush. It's kind of dusty, so I'm actually going to pat it, even though I usually don't bother with that, and just kind of stamp it in the corner here. Maybe sweep it. That looks more goth, doesn't it? It's a lot darker than what I usually use. Yeah, that's nice and goth. So I darkened up the outside corner of my eye with this black shade. Again, it's a lot darker than anything I usually use. I got a pretty good color. For under my eyes, I think I'm going to start off with this matte gray. It's the second from the last next to the black. I might use this angled brush. This might be a little better. Yeah. And it had some black on it too, so I think a mixture of the black and the gray underneath is what I'm going to end up doing. This palette actually has a mirror, so I don't have to juggle the kitty mirror, which is what I was doing for some reason. And slap that on there. I think I'm way too far out on the sides, but I'll clean that up a little bit later. I'll put some foundation on it to try to lessen that a little bit. Okay, so I will take my angled brush again and go just into the black this time and go a little closer to my eyes. Not trying to tight line with this stuff, but I do want right below the lash line to be really, really dark. And I think I'm achieving that. I'm also putting some of this black right into the corner of my eyes, right here where my skin tends to sag and I tend to lose pigment. And I want it to be very, very dark in the corner. So yeah, I think I've gotten that. So this is what I look like so far. That's my eyeshadow, and I think I'm kind of happy with that. No, it's not a really complex look, but it's definitely a lot gothier than I go. Maybe a little more on this side. Okay, wow, these eyes are really something, aren't they? Now it's time for eyeliner, because what goth look would be complete without eyeliner? Maybe some are, I don't know. I don't know anything about goth. Let's see what we got. I have a feeling liquid eyeliner is a little more authentic to the goth look, maybe. So I'm using the Dragon Liner. Take a shot at lining my eyes. Maybe I should first try using a gel liner, which I use a lot more often, and then highlighting it, or being more precise with the other one, with the pencil. Maybe I should use the gel pencil first and then be a little bit more precise with the liquid eyeliner. So let me do that instead. So I'm going to go ahead and use a black gel liner and go over my lash line. I'm not going to attempt a wing because I'm terrible at doing wings. And because the skin on my eyes is so wrinkly, it's very difficult to get a precise wing. So I typically don't even bother trying. Tight lining with black and then making sure that it's in my lash line. And I'm doing it all the way around the eye as much as I can. I'm not going into the tear duct, but the rest of my eye. Go ahead and do my other eye. This gel liner is very smooth. What is this? This is NYX Makeup Retractable Eyeliner in the shade black. Yep, just a shade black. So now I have the gel black eyeliner around my eyes completely, except for my tear ducts. I'm going to go ahead and just try to see if I can make it pop a little more with a liquid black eyeliner. This is Dragon Beauty liquid eyeliner. I got it in an Ipsy, I'm almost positive. And I'm going to go completely around these guys too, and not do a wing, even though I am kind of getting it in that area. Maybe I'll try to do a little bit of one. Trying to get it underneath my lashes, kind of messing that up a little. I don't think that really matters though. I think I look okay. So I put it on the liquid liner on one eye. I'm going to try it on my right eye. I use whatever hand corresponds to the eye, so I'm using my right hand for my right eye. I'm left-handed, so this is going to be kind of interesting. I can do this. Okay, going on there, trying to make it match a little bit on the other side. Oh, it doesn't even match with itself. Okay, I guess I'm going to give myself a little bit of a wing because I overdid it. Fortunately, everything's black, so maybe it doesn't look that bad. I'll probably get, like, my first comments will be, my God, that was horrible. Never do goth makeup again. Now here's the part where I make my wings longer and longer and longer to try to get them to match each other. Fortunately, it's black on black, so I don't think it's that awful if they don't match. It's not sticking out. Okay, so I hope that's enough eyeliner because I'm tired of putting it on my face. If anybody watching this wants to explain what I'm doing wrong with goth makeup or what I'm doing right or what you like or don't like, I'd love to hear about that because I love hearing about new makeup techniques and styles. And no, goth isn't new, but it's new to me as in pretty much all kinds of makeup. Let me take a look at this right now. This is pretty much my eyes done except for the mascara. My right eye is starting to tear up because it frequently does. I don't know why, it's just me being weird. I'm gonna put on mascara. And I haven't used this for a while because I've gotten into Essence No Panda Eyes makeup, but I'm not going to use that right now because I kind of do want panda eyes. I'm going to use Milk Crush Waterproof Mascara. You can go ahead and add a coat to both eyes. I do not wear fake eyelashes, so that's not going to happen. I don't know how to apply them. They kind of scare me. I think this mascara is starting to dry out a little, maybe adding a couple of coats. Got a lot of it on there. Anybody else get a lot of little hairs in their mascara? I don't know if they're all cat hairs. Maybe it's lint or something. I'm not quite sure why they're there. It's not like I put mascara on the cats. I don't know what you've heard, but I don't do that. And that wing I put on. I think the Kush formula is a little on the drier side. I want to kind of pile it on, so I don't know if that's the best one for that. I don't know. It's going on okay. It's good. It does look good. So now I've got on a couple coats of mascara, and this is what my eyes look like. Let me see what they look like. I feel like I'm a villain in a Doctor Strange movie or something like that, where, you know, they always got on weird dramatic eye makeup. I want to try not to be too much of a jerk about it because I know a lot of people wear this as their daily eye makeup, or at least I think they do. But it just, for me, it just feels really odd. I'm not used to this. Okay, so my eyes are done. Now it's time to jazz up the rest of my face. Okay, I'm using a City Color palette. I don't know where I got this thing from, but I've had it for a very, very long time. Using the contour shade, which is pretty dark. Ooh, picking up a lot of it. I'm just going to go ahead and give my... Wow. Okay, it's pretty dark, and I'm screwing up my hair. I'll have to fix that. Make sure I get it right in my hairline, because right now I don't have it like that. I've never really used the contour side. I've used the bronze, which is a much lighter color. I don't know if this is really meant for my skin tone, or if I'm blending it well enough. Put it here under my cheekbone. This has no mirror, so I have to kind of balance the mirror while I use it. Ooh, really dark over there. Put it on my side of my nose. It does blend out fairly well, I think. Put it underneath my chin. This is really, really dark. Whoops. I'm probably going to put on some powder foundation to try to calm that down a little bit. I don't think it looks as dark in the camera as it does in real life. Or maybe it does. Editing me will decide if it looks too dark or not. And hopefully editing me will be kind about how it looks. We'll see. I'm going to be using a ColourPop Super Shock blush. This is in the shade Brute Loot. A little scandalous name. Maybe I just got my mind in the gutter because I've heard of like a man's organ being referred to as a meat flute, so a brute flute would kind of... We don't need to go there with it. Go ahead and picking up. I don't know if it's picking up. Let me try tapping it on. There we go. I think I'm getting it to show up now. Getting it to blend in with my bronzer. I want it to be fairly heavy because otherwise it won't show up on camera. And I like heavy blush, of course. So I'm going to do the same thing of tapping some on with my finger and then stifling it in with my brush that I've also dipped in. Get an even color. I think that's a very pretty color. Okay, I get it even darker. I might have to use that color a little more. Okay, it definitely has a presence and I like that. I'm going to use the Moonchild highlighter palette again. again. And I really like that purple look on my eye, so I'm going to kind of echo it up here. Just pick up a little and drop it down. Oh, I don't know if that's Goth, but it's pretty. I'm putting on a lot because that's just how I roll. I definitely have a purple glow going on top of that burgundy kind of hued. So I want to clean up my eyeshadow a little bit and just put another coat of powder on because that's what I do. I'm using L'Oreal Age Perfect Creamy Powder Foundation. I have to find out what shade it is. And this is in the shade 300 Ivory. I'm going to use the same brush that I used to put my contour on. Try to soften the edges of my eyeshadow a little bit. Make sure that my nose is coated, especially up here. I'm going to go on top of my bronzer, try to smooth the edges and make it look a little more, less just like a streak of brown. It's a little stronger than I thought. My cheekbone, try to blend out that edge a little bit too. My liquid foundation has creased a little bit, so I'm going to pack it into the wrinkles and try to flatten it out and make it look all smooth with this brush. With a little bit of the powder foundation to try to get it under control. I don't have a lot of creasing under my eyes, which is surprising given the incredible amount of stuff I have on my face. So I'm just going around the outside of my edges of my eyeshadow and trying to blend it in a little bit with my skin color using this powder foundation. This brush is a little bit damp because I was using it to put my concealer on. I think it's working well. Okay, and that's it so far. I think I have all of my face on except for my lipstick. And of course I'm going to be using the Lorac Pro in dark, but I'm also going to add some of this beautiful deep red in the MAC lipstick. This is a shade 510 Ladybug, and it's a very, very deep red, and I think it'll look beautiful over this really, really dark red. Go ahead and paint this on. Oh wait, first off, I actually brought in a lip liner because I'm doing a full face. This is the darkest lip liner I have. It's NYX Cherry Sky. Here's what it looks like. I sharpened it right before I made this video. My lips are going to look uneven because my face is uneven, so I'll tell you that right away. It's a lot darker than the lipsticks I usually wear. I can see the focus on my camera going in and out whenever I hold up my bright pink mirror. So I'm going to try using this and see if this doesn't mess with the focus as much. My lips look so small whenever I line them. I'm actually staying in the line. My lips are so thin that just the lip liner pretty much fills in all the part that you can actually see. I can go a little higher on this one. Okay, I think that's good enough for the lip liner. Not perfect, but then don't have to be perfect. Go ahead and apply my Lorac Black Cherry. One thing I remember when I tried this the other day, just when I did my unboxing, is the formula was really nice feeling. There is zero chance I'm not going to get this all over my teeth. I think it's pretty much impossible for me to put on lipstick without overdrawing it because I just try to make things even and then I add a little bit more and a little bit more, and next thing you know they're uneven again, so I have to add a little bit more. So I've got this on. Let me go ahead and let it dry before I go on to the next step. Let me see how pretty I am. This is a really nice color. It's just a lot darker than what I'm used to. But that said, I kind of do like how it looks. Maybe I should get into darker lipstick. Usually I don't worry about the corners of my mouth that much because I'm wearing shades that are kind of close to my own lip color. But this dark of a color, I think it really shows up if you don't get it completely into the corners. Go ahead and let that dry. Take it off of my teeth. Then go see if this shows up at all. Yes, it does. So I didn't take it all the way to the edge. I just took it kind of fairly close to the edge where I have that matte lipstick. But I do think it gave it a nice red color, a very nice sheen. And of course got my teeth nice and beautifully red. Love that. My final and last step is I'm going to spray myself with In Beauty Dual Phase Setting Mist, setting spray. Give it a shake and split, split, split. Missing my face. Miss my lovely co-host too. Go ahead and put some on my face. Make myself look dewy and fresh and beautiful. Okay, and this is it. This is the final look when I have a full face of what I think goth makeup might be. Go ahead and close my eyes. Let's just see what I look like in profile from both sides. So that's it. That's my goth look. I kind of like how it turned out. So if I were to do this look again, I think maybe I'd go with a red look instead of blue. Though I do like the blue. I think it goes well with the gray. I'm also curious how like a deep burgundy red would look. I'm surprised that my cut crease came out as well as it did. It actually didn't completely mess up. Got shadow or something in my eyes. So I do like the look that I came up with. Would I wear it out in public on a date with my husband? Yes, sure. Why not? Why wouldn't I wear this? I think I look good. In fact, I think I look like an ageless beauty. Will I wear this? I don't think so because my eyes are already starting to water. This is a lot. My eyes are really sensitive to extra makeup. I have to kind of try to like not get it to the sides like this because I'll just cry it all away. And that's already happening. I'm already losing it. I'm not wiping it right now because I want to keep it for this video, but I already feel Like this is just something I'm not used to and I want to take it off of my face. I really like how my highlighter and blush turned out. That really deep kind of burgundy shade blush with a purple on top. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but I think it's just stunning. And I think it looks pretty good with the lips also. The only thing on part of my eyes that's really different besides the colors is the amount that I put all the way around, and the amount of eyeliner, and the amount of, I put extra eye gel on, and it's just a lot. And I'm starting to cry and I just want to take it off my face. Would I do this again? Sure, I'd do this again. If I could keep it on my eyes, maybe when it's not summertime, when it's so hot, it might be a little bit easier because I am sweating and everything just feels kind of weird and gross right now. I would definitely do this lip look again. I wish I had some more of the Lorac matte liquid lipsticks because this stuff feels great. It's very pigmented and it doesn't feel like anything on my lip. And of course the MAC that I put on top of it to give it kind of a brighter, redder hue feels great too. So I think I will be taking this off. Maybe I'll put the lipstick back on before he comes home. But this was my attempt at a goth look. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you have any other looks you'd like me to try, or any other suggestions as to what I should be doing with my channel or my makeup or my cat. If you have a suggestion for me to get rid of the cat, that's not going to happen. The cat's not going anywhere. I have 7 cats. They're not going anywhere unless they choose to go. We hope that doesn't happen. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you tune in again to see what I have up next. Thank you and goodbye.